If videography is my bread and butter, then photography is where I get to have my fun. Photography is where I allow myself to experiment. I'll allow myself to fail more often than not. I'll take swings and misses. It's somewhere where I feel like I can learn, and things that I learn from photography usually translates to my videography. Every time I have downtime from my videography, I always splice in some photography. Street photography, portraits, but really any reason to bring out my camera, I'll do it. Because for me, repetition is important. The only way for you to know your camera, to understand it, what it can do, what it can't do, is to be constantly using it. So I use those opportunities when shooting photos to learn things and fail at things that I might be too scared to try when I'm actually doing work. And on top of that, I use these shoots as a way to identify any weaknesses I might have in what I do. So I've spoken before about how I started doing portraits initially was because I was struggling to communicate with models when shooting music videos. I just didn't know how to speak to them to get what we need. So I started doing portraits to learn all that, to learn what's the best way to shoot someone, to learn what languages I use, to learn what's expected from me as a director.
Morning, bro. How are you?
Good, you?
Not too bad, bro. Not too bad.
And these shoots, they come and go. Some of them fizzle out. They don't make much of an impact. I don't even think the models like them. And that's okay too. You learn from those ones. But when they do work out, they work out. You learn so much.
Yeah. That's the word.
Yeah.
Now these are stunning.
And the more shoots I do on the side, the more I can pinpoint where I might be lacking as a creative. It could be something like sound. I've always struggled with sound, and that's something I'm trying to work on this year. Sometimes it's something personal, sometimes it's just patience, trying to not rush a shoot and acknowledge that I need to keep it safe and get the shots just in case anyway. If you watched the last video I put up, I talked a lot about single-use devices or single-purpose devices. And that's something I'm trying to work on this year, to be less active on my phone and be more present in everything I'm doing, whether that's just reading or whether that's just listening to music. But one thing that I have to acknowledge is that buying isn't doing. And that's where repetition comes in. I can buy all these things. I can buy all the gym gear I want, but if I'm not actually going to the gym, then it doesn't matter. I can buy all these cameras and lenses I want, but if I'm not actively using them and learning from them, then it doesn't matter. We are in a special space where you are who you say you are. It's not like being a lawyer or a doctor where there's a specific pathway that you need to get on before you can even call yourself a lawyer. In this industry, if you say you're a photographer, then you're a photographer. If you say you're a wedding videographer, then you're a wedding videographer. No one cares to look at your credentials, they just care to look at what you've done. It's unregulated, it's pretty wild.
My advice is this: you are what you repeatedly do. You do something enough constantly, then you are what you say you are. Now it's for rating.
The more you do something, the more you become it. So for me, a big reason why I'm a bit more active on YouTube so far is because I want to get over my fear of talking on camera. It's something I really struggle with. And I'm hoping that the more I do it this year, the more it becomes second nature. And of course, on top of that, I'm picking up sound and learning lighting as I go. And I think sometimes we need to have a serious conversation with ourselves to see if we are really doing what needs to be done. If we say we have a dream or a goal, yet we are not doing it repeatedly, then you really show where your priorities are. And I think that even though I'm being very specific about photography and videography, the idea still stands no matter what it is that you want to do this year. You are what you repeatedly do. Thanks again for watching. If you got any value from this video at all, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one.